a year ago. Look at this. When they announced they're becoming a Bitcoin treasury. Oh, that's a very significant date. And it's coming out. Oh, it's about to be another literally a year. Oh, excuse me. Damn, my bad. Better out than in. Damn, this thing was at 4.55 on July 16th. So, dude, 2 days from now. Oh my God, 70. Let's call it. Let's call it 80%, huh? 77.9, which is pretty much 78, which is pretty much 80. Oh my God. All right, let's call it 78. Let's be fair. You're down 78% in a year. Yikes. What about BTC? BTC in the year, 44%. Still dumb. What about gold? Dude, dude, Peter Schiff was right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's gold futures. Is that the same thing? I guess so. 4,000. Dude, what the 21? You're up 21%. Damn. You saw it right here live. Gold is up 21% in the last year. BTC is down 44%. And strategy is down 78. Dude, all hail Peter Schiff. You heard it here live, folks. All hail Peter Schiff. All hail Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff decides who will stay and who will go. Dude, somebody go send Peter Schiff a dozen golden roses. Dude, I hope he pisses on Strategy's freaking bankruptcy grave when that thing finally collapses. Dude, my God, it's Jason Bourne. Anyway, let's continue with this BS. Dude, gold shat on BTC and strategy in the last year. Golly. Clip it. Milk money, clip it. Imagine it goes to 150. What crypto Twitter is gonna look like? What Michael Saylor, his next parade, Bitcoin Germany. Michael Saylor speaks. Digital capital, digital credit, digital capital, digital credit. Oh, we'll just raise the dividend forever. Forever. We'll raise the dividend forever. And then what's his name? Jeff Walton. Strive. We just bought another 50 Bitcoin. Balance sheet. Look at the balance sheet. Adam Livingston. What I tell you, dude. Please don't let Bitcoin go to 150. And if it does, please God, let it come back down to 60. I don't know why I love pain. I'm in pain. I'm down too. Everybody needs to be down. Feel I feel like Yahiko right now. What's his name? Nagato.
So for those folks
No pain. Look
who are
at this. 7 hours ago, Michael Saylor. Our goal is clear. Return STRC to par. If you don't know what STRC is, it's his BSS preferred stock. That stretch STRC. It's supposed to be at par at $100, but look at this. It's been at 88. It's been below $100 for a long time. Dude, look at this. It hit the low of what, 83 or 74? I forgot it was that low. Dude, these guys are hurting. They have to raise the interest. This is the worst thing ever. Look, if you just held Bitcoin, look at this. You're down what? Oh, jeez, you're down 7%. What about Bitcoin? You're down 0%. Pretty much even. You might as well, if you believe in Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, man. The hell's the matter with you? Look at MSTR is even worse, dude. Talk about levered Bitcoin. 25% in the last month. You're down 25%. 45% in the last 6 months. Oh my god, dude. 45%. What about BTC in the last 6 months? 32%. Ugh, that's not good either, but it's still better than MSTR. Oh my god. You might as well just buy Bitcoin if you're gonna play that stupid game. It's so dumb. If you bought into that BS, man, I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you, man. Anyway, let's watch this video. On that note, now that you know where I'm coming from with this, let's watch this financial word salad, dude. They just use. He's like, these guys are like Terrence Howard. These guys are like, maybe they. I think the difference is they know they're frauds. I was gonna say there's Dunning Kruger effect, but I think they know they're BSing. Uh, But oh, dude, let's just listen to it. I'll chime in here in a
Keeping an eye on
minute.
equities, but let's
Oh, geez. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm still connected. All right. Let's tune in to this financial word salad with Fong Lee and Bloomberg, dude.
check in on the world of digital currencies. Strategy beefing up its reserves to $3 billion following its recent stock sale, not buying or selling any Bitcoin between July 6th and July 12th. Joining us live, I'm pleased to say, is Strategy CEO Phong Le. Phong, fantastic to have you with us. So as I said, this week you issued that stock sale. Your cash reserves are up at $3 billion. My understanding is that this allows you to pause Bitcoin sales for the time being. But talk us through, what the next several months look like. Do you plan to sell more Bitcoin? And if so, how much?
Katie, thanks for having me. We have really evolved from being
Watch his roundabout way of kind of maybe answering this. He talks like for 2 minutes before even a simple question. Just watch what he says. Jesus, hear the question again, because you're gonna even forget what the question was. He talks so much. Simple question.
How much the next several months look like? Do you
Watch.
for the time being, but talk us through, what the next several months look like. Do you plan to sell more Bitcoin? And if so, how much?
Do you plan to sell Bitcoin, and if so, how much? Right? Simple two-part question. Listen to this answer, dude. Pray to the connection, guys. I don't want to get disconnected. Dude, but listen to this answer.
Katie, thanks for having me. We have really evolved from being a Bitcoin treasury company to a full digital capital platform. We're the world's largest identified holder of Bitcoin in the world. We have over 840,000 Bitcoin. Digital credit has been launched in the last year in the form of Stretch. That's $10.5 billion. So we have a responsibility to our common shareholders, our preferred shareholders, and to Bitcoin, of course.
All right, in the chat, do you remember what the question was?
We issued now, or we've accumulated $3 billion in cash because we listened to our preferred shareholders and they said having liquid cash on our balance sheet in the short term is important. And we also sold Bitcoin to be able to show liquidity with our Bitcoin. Yes, we will continue to issue capital. It could be in the form of mstr, it could be in the form of Bitcoin, and we're going to make the decisions that are best for our shareholders.
Dude, he is the worst public speaker. I'm sorry, dude. His voice is always so shaky, always so stumbling over his words, just nervous. visibly uncomfortable, just put someone else who can speak. Like, why put him? Let him just be the CEO and like play in the corner. Put someone with some chops, man. Like, what are they doing? That's how bad this Mickey Mouse house of strategy is. This is who they're putting as their spokesperson, someone who does not belong in front of the camera. Like, they can't. Man. Anyway,
over time.
Well, could it also potentially be in the form of STRC? That, of course, are preferred shares. They're known as Stretch. My understanding is that you last issued Stretch in mid-May. Of course, it's been trading at a discount here. Do you plan to issue Stretch again in the near future?
Yeah, our plan is to get Stretch back to par.
did he answer the Bitcoin question? What the hell, man?
Uh,
I've heard this whole thing before. I think he kind of did. He said maybe we will do what we got to do essentially.
Unsure how long that will take. Building up the US dollar reserve was a big part of that, and we'll continue to build that.
Building up the dollar reserve was a big part of that. So they have no idea how they're going to get STRC back to par. You heard it from his own mouth.
And yeah, when Stretch gets back to par, we'll issue more. We'll buy Bitcoin. We may continue to beef up our US dollar reserve. That's a big part of our capital plan, is to issue more preferred over time, because it's very accretive to our Bitcoin per share, which is accretive to our shareholders.
Accretive. It's not accretive. Just because you're using the word doesn't mean it is accretive. It's not. They're diluting. My God, man. Diluting their shareholders is accretive, apparently.
Well, I am curious just about just kind of the structure going forward. I mean, to get back to par, is there a sense here that you can do that?
You know, whenever I hear par, little tidbit, because my son always called pacifier like par. Like he never called it pacifier. He knew what it was. Like it's called. We just always called it par. So whenever I hear par, it reminds me of my son when he used to have a pacifier. Par. I want par.
Whether it's with selling more Bitcoin or issuing more equity, have you determined what might actually be the best path to get there, or the most efficient path to get there?
We think the first thing is the US dollar reserve, right? I think we've learned over the course of the last couple of months that having that liquid access to US dollar capital, whether it be 1, 2, 3 years, is quite important. And we saw when we increased it in the last couple of weeks, we got a stretch up from a low in the 75 range to close to 90. So we'll continue to build that. We increased the dividend. I don't think the dividend is as much of a factor. And I think a track record of success and a track record of execution. And then, of course, education. We're a year into the product. A lot of financial products take 2 or 3 years to mature. So we're early, we're learning, we're listening to the market. And the great thing is there are built-in mechanisms with the market, for example, going to par, right? And staying at par. That's a mechanism that lets us know what we're doing right and what we're not doing right and what we can improve upon.
What's the communication, though, with shareholders overall? There's been a lot more focus, obviously, on the preferred shares, but I mean, you guys issued a ton of common equity in the preceding years, and I am curious if there's any sense in trying to reconcile with some of those folks who bought a lot higher than where that 96.73 price stands right now.
So he's like, so what are you gonna do about these people who bought at these levels? Watch, let me show you. Let me freaking show you, dude. He's like, what about these guys? You know? Oh, let me share this tab. Bam. A year ago. Look at this. When they announced they're becoming a Bitcoin treasury. Oh. That's a very significant date. And it's coming out. Oh, it's about to be another literally a year. Oh, excuse me. Damn. My bad. Better out than in. Damn, this thing was at 4.55 on July 16th. So, dude, 2 days from now. Oh my God, 70. Let's call it 80%, huh? 77.9, which is pretty much 78, which is pretty much 80. Oh my God. All right, let's call it 78. Let's be fair. You're down 78% in a year. Yikes. What about BTC? BTC in the year 44%. Still dumb. What about gold? Dude, Peter Schiff was right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's gold futures. Is that the same thing? I guess so. 4,000. Dude, what the 21? You're up 21%. Damn. You saw it right here live. Gold is up 21% in the last year. BTC is down 44%. And strategy is down 78. Dude, all hail Peter Schiff. You heard it here live, folks. All hail Peter Schiff. All hail Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff decides who will stay and who will go. Dude, somebody go send Peter Schiff a dozen golden roses. Dude, I hope he pisses on Strategy's freaking bankruptcy grave when that thing finally collapses. Dude, my God, it's Jason Bourne. Anyway, let's continue with this BS. Gold shat on BTC and Strategy in the last year. Golly. Clip it. Milk money, clip it. All right, let's continue. Fong Lee and his uncomfortable ass.
Our shareholders understand our primary goal is over time to outperform Bitcoin, which is an extremely volatile asset, right? So
Outperform Bitcoin. Outperform. Dude, you can't even outperform the dollar, man. You can't even outperform the dollar and you're collecting dollars because your bullshit scheme is. It's not a Ponzi, but it's a shitty scheme.
vol is somewhere in the 30, 40.
It's actually worse than a Ponzi. At least with a Ponzi, you'll make money before it goes down. This thing, you're just losing money. That's crazy as hell. It's worse. That's actually worse than a Ponzi. Oh, you heard it here first. It'd be better if it was a Ponzi. Anyway.
50 range, and they understand that MSTR is built to outperform Bitcoin. And as a result, when Bitcoin goes up, MSTR typically goes up more. When Bitcoin goes through a bear cycle like it is right now, MSTR can perform a little bit worse. But as long as MSTR is priced at greater than the net asset value of our Bitcoin, it means that our shareholders are giving us credit for the performance above Bitcoin. And when we do that, we can issue more equity for the most part. Look, we talk to our shareholders all the time. There's quite a few constituents, as you know. We're one of the most liquid stocks in the world. And when we talk to our shareholders, institutional, retail, we look at what people say on social media. We take a lot of comments. We bring that all in, and it's great to have the feedback.
And I mean, just looking forward, again, I mentioned that, your cash reserves, they're $3 billion right now. It seems like you have several years of being able to cover your interest expenses. But I mean, when you game plan out in the future, 3 years, 5 years, it just feels like Bitcoin has been stuck in this rut for a while now, trading around $60,000 per coin or thereabouts. But do you have a break glass?
They only have like 3 years of dividend coverage of cash. With the Bitcoin, they have a little bit more. But if they start selling the Bitcoin, it's game over. The death spiral, it's going to go out of control. They can't sell the Bitcoin. That's why they're getting so much cash. If they start to sell more Bitcoin, it's GG, dude. The market's going to front run his selling. It's going to tank the price of Bitcoin. His runway is going to shrink and by another half. Dude, the death spiral. Eat my shorts. Joe Consorti. Hi, hi, hi. I'm Joe Consorti. Dude, dude. All right, let me not get. Don't get me started with another Bitcoin grifter. All right, these Bitcoin grifters are crazy, dude. If you're gonna gamble with crypto, just buy the crypto. Don't go to these guys with suits who don't know how to freaking talk on camera. Give us your money and trust us. Like, give us your money for what? And then you trust this word salad nonsense? Like, come on, dude. Get real. Are people like this fault? Like, I get it. Like, I fell for BitConnect back in the day. It sounds nice. You like you want to flip. You're tired of being like you just want money, a lot of money fast. Like, and then anything that sounds good and it makes you money for a second, it sounds great. All right, cool. You go with it. I get it. But snap the hell out. Snap out of it, dude. Snap out of it, dude. It's okay. I've been there. I've been there. If you're watching this, you're listening to me saying, "What the? He doesn't know what he's talking about." Michael Saylor's a financial engineer. Hey, listen to yourself, okay? Financial engineer? You know what I mean? Come on. All right, let's listen to Fong Li and his doesn't belong on camera head.
Sort of plan if, we go down to 30,000 or 20,000 or even below?
Yeah, when Bitcoin gets down closer to 8 to 10,000 is when we're going to have, we have to consider some of the risk associated with our debt. Until that point in time, we feel very secure about the balance sheet. Look, to your point, Bitcoin has quite a bit of volatility. It goes up and down, and every time it's in a bear cycle like it is, people ask, okay, will it go to zero? And it hasn't yet in its 18-year history. In fact, it just achieves all-time highs. But what we need to do is build a capital structure that can withstand bear markets and, of course, benefit from bull cycles. And that's what we've done so far. We've been through this in 2022. We're going through it in 2026. And I'm pretty excited about the next bull market of Bitcoin.
Dude, the last time, I don't know how long you guys have been around in crypto, right? I've been around in all the all the markets. The last time there was a drawdown from the all-time high and it came down, it's like what, 800 something days? So average like 2.5 to 3 years. Average more 2.5 years until another maybe all-time high. And is it really gonna be like, you think it's gonna be $1 million? Or even 200, 150 tops? Because people are gonna get freaking boners at one. If it gets to 150, I hope it doesn't. Sorry, I'm not to be a stinker, but I want pain. But if it gets to 150, dude, these guys are gonna have such boners, and I'm gonna want so much pain, dude. Dude, it's gonna. Imagine it goes to 150. What crypto Twitter is gonna look like? What Michael Saylor, his next parade, Bitcoin Germany. Michael Saylor speaks. Digital capital, digital credit, digital capital, digital credit. Oh, we'll just raise the dividend forever. Forever. We'll raise the dividend forever. And then what's his name? Jeff Walton. Strive. We just bought another 50 Bitcoin. Balance sheet. Look at the balance sheet. Adam Livingston. What I tell you, dude. Please don't let Bitcoin go to 150. And if it does, please God let it come back down to 60. I don't know why I love pain. I'm in pain. I'm down too. Everybody needs to be down. Feel I feel like Yahiko right now. What's his name? Nagato.
So for those folks
No pain.
who are concerned that sort of strategy as being kind of the dominant buyer, or at least a perpetual buyer of Bitcoin, there's some reassurance you can give them that you are not gone from that market as a buyer?
We're not going anywhere. We're the largest identified holder of Bitcoin. My objective would be the largest buyer of Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. We're not going anywhere. Anybody that's worried about strategy shouldn't be. That said, Bitcoin's a lot bigger than us, right? We are 4% holder of Bitcoin. Bitcoin trades $30 to $40 billion a day. You saw a couple weeks ago, we sold about $200 million of Bitcoin. It did not move the market. In fact, the market moved up during that period of time. So, but we're not going anywhere. We're sticking with Bitcoin for the long term. We'll be buyers of Bitcoin for the long term.
Okay, so you're not going anywhere. I do want to go back a little bit to the preferred shares, because Bloomberg News did report last week that distressed funds, they're in talks to swap their preferred shares for other securities. Of course, that would be a negotiation. And with that in mind, can you give us an update on what those conversations sound like? What is actually developing there?
Ooh. Let's see what he says to this question. Watch. I'll let you know what he's talking about. Let's see his answer.
Yeah, there may be funds talking to each other about swaps. We haven't been any material conversations. The way we're going to make Stretch work is we're going to continue to increase the U.S. dollar reserve. We're going to listen to the market. We've put out, the opportunity and the option to buy.
All right, so check this out. Distressed debt funds. Here's what she's talking about. The more you know, educate yourselves, guys. All right, I'm not just hating on Stretch just to hate on it. Like, it's just really annoying to see these grifters like really try to get one over on the public, and like, it's like they really say it with a straight face. I mean, is that why he's so uncomfortable? Like, he knows, like, he's just crawling in his skin. He knows he's just full of his own caca. It's just poo poo filling up his soul. Anyway, distressed debt funds negotiate with bankers over strategies preferred shares. Whoopsie. Zoom in here. Distressed debt funds are exploring swaps for strategies preferred equity as yields climb and shares trade well below par value. Doesn't sound good, does it? Michael Saylor built a Bitcoin treasury empire on the back of creative capital markets. Yeah. Creative, all right. Now some of the investors who funded that empire are sitting across the table from bankers trying to figure out how to get out. Distressed debt funds are in active negotiations to stop strategies preferred shares for alternative securities, according to the people familiar with the discussions. The talks signal a meaningful shift in how sophisticated investors view the risk profile of Strategy Inc. Yes. Sophisticated investors. You hear that, Jeff Walton? The company formerly known as MicroStrategy. How creative funding machine hit a wall. Of course it did. Anyway, Strategy has issued more than $10 billion in perpetual preferred equity. Good God Almighty, at 11%. At 11%, and now it's at 12%, right? Making it one of the more unusual capital structures in public markets today. The pitch was simple: buy preferred shares, collect a steady dividend, and gain indirect exposure to Bitcoin. What a stupid pitch, dude. That was the pitch. Gain exposure to Bitcoin's upside through the company's treasury holdings. That doesn't. So Bitcoin goes up. Strategy goes up. They dilute strategy. No, it's accretive Bitcoin per share. No, it's not their Bitcoin per share is going down. Like and now they're just collecting cash to pay dividends. What a dumb thing they just made. It's just a big. What a mess. All right, the series drawing the most attention in the strc strategy stretch variable rate perpetual preferred equity. Good God Almighty, what a mouthful. These shares were issued at $100 at par value. They've been trading in the $85 to $90 range. A steep discount enough to push the effective yield as high as 13.6%. Oh my God, well above the stated dividend rate at around 11.5. Well, I was wrong, 13.6. Yeah, cuz look, it went down to $75. That's 25%, dude. That's so bad, man. Strategies combine annual obligations across interest payments and preferred dividends are now approaching or exceeding. No, it is exceeding. It's well over 1 billion per year. So they have maybe 3 years worth of cash for dividends. They need more cash. Cuz how are they going to buy more Bitcoin? They need to use that cash, but then they need to buy, dude. What are they going to do, man? Dilute more? They can't issue more stretch. Cuz then and then what Fong Li said, they're gonna try to use that cash to bolster the STRC, but you need that for the dividend, or you need that for Bitcoin. Like, what do you talk? Which one is it? Which one is it? All three or what? Golden Line is what's crack-a-lackin'. Good to see you. Nice. I just saw your comment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good to see you, big dog. All right, I see Linus, so I'm assuming you're a female. I still call you big dog. Milady. or are you a they them? All right, let's continue the video. Is there still more to that video? All right, let's continue. Or is there more? Is there more to this distress stuff? Da da da. STRC hit all times lows. We all know that. Perpetual preferred equity sits below debt cap in the capital structure. In liquidation scenario, debt holders get paid first. Preferred shareholders get what's left, if anything. Oh, whoops. What this means for strategy and the broader Bitcoin treasury model. Da, 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 da. One hand, distressed funds entering the picture can accelerate restructuring that might restore value or at least clarify the path forward. On the other hand, their participation confirms that these securities have moved into a risk category most retail investors weren't originally anticipating. Yeah, they're like, maybe this wasn't such a good idea, essentially. Right. Let me put this link in the description of this live stream for you guys. Bam. You guys get the gist of it. I don't think I have to read it word for word for you. But yeah, let's continue on with the video so we can get on with the ARC AGI. Yeah. We could do like a group thing cuz I'm going to need your help. that we can play ARC AGI 3. Oh shoot, I forgot to share the tab. Nice. All right, I'm becoming a pro. I'm getting better at that.
The opportunity and the option to buy back stretch if it makes sense, but we're not in any material conversations otherwise.
And Phong, before we let you go, I want to reflect on strategy a little bit because you're the CEO of Strategy. You're best known, of course, for being a Bitcoin treasury company, really the OG. But you also have a software business. And as of the end of March, you had more than 1,500 employees. And I'm wondering, sitting in the CEO chair, how much of your time do you divide between this ecosystem of financing that you've built up to accumulate more Bitcoin and the actual underlying software business?
I'll start with I'm an engineer by education. I'm a technologist at heart. I'm a financier.
He does everything but directly answer the question. If someone said, "Hey, man, my name's Julio. What's your name?" Well, when I was a kid, my mother, man, she used to love when me and my brother would play this game, man, right? So when me and my brother would play this game, we had so much fun. It's like, dude, what the hell is your name? These kinds of interviews disgust me, dude. They disgust me. Yeah, I hope I'm not talking too far away from the mic. But God, you know what I'm talking about? Just she asked a simple question.
engineer by education.
Underlying software, the financing that you've built up to accumulate more Bitcoin and the actual underlying software business?
I'll start with I'm an engineer by education. I'm a technologist at heart. I'm a financier as my day job, I'll call it. So I love software. I love AI. I love Bitcoin. They're the convergence of all the things that I've really enjoyed doing. 50-50, 40-60, a lot of the discipline is the same. And keep in mind of the 1,500 employees, we have folks who are in finance and marketing, in engineering, in legal and accounting that are able to bring a maturity and 25 years of public company experience to our Bitcoin business that I think a lot of other companies that are in the Bitcoin or DeFi world aren't able to bring. And it's part of, I think, what makes us successful.
All right, Phong, really appreciate you taking time for us. Phong Lee there, the CEO over at Strategy. 3:30 p.m. here in
That's Phong Lee. Cheers, apple juice. Dude, if you don't love apple juice, man, if you don't love apple juice, you don't love apple juice, man. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing like ice cold apple juice to the head after the gym. Oh, yum, yum, yum in my tum. All right, so let's hit up this ARC AGI 3.